Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, beautiful people. My name is Francine, and this is my channel, the Hermetic Herald, here for another reading for you guys. I'm tuning in even as I'm talking right now because I feel like there are messages that need to come out. And I think a gripe I have with sometimes going into these readings or these energies is how deep it can go and then how long it can take. Most of my readings, if you have seen my content and are aware of my readings and I've experienced it, it goes really deep and it takes a lot of time and energy. So I feel like I can still succinctly provide some information with regards to the topic that I'm going to be addressing today, which is on Amanda Bynes. Now, I felt like reaching out and extending a request to her spirit team and asking them for insight and clarity on her for quite some time, but recently she's been coming up again because of the rise of information that people have been revealing. This year has been quite the year. You guys have heard a lot of things that were done in the dark, and she's coming back up, and I'm like, I should really go into that. I should talk about that. I mean, there's so much to address with Amanda on her own, as every individual has a story. So I feel like I won't necessarily be able to address everything, but I'm going to address what is pressing, what her spirit team would like to talk about if they're open to communicating and kind of sitting here with me as I tap in. But my higher self is going to be assisting me with the information. I'm clairaudient primarily, so I'm going to be just listening to what I hear from my spirit team and from my higher self. And we're going to see how it all connects. So I will kind of make this a two-parter in the sense where it's going to be talking about Amanda, what to expect on her trajectory, potentially what was going on in the past. I know a lot of people have questions about that, and I understand that. So we're just going to go into her, and then we're going to go into Channing Tatum. Now, I feel like I need to talk about these two people because I feel like they have something to share. Their spirit team feels like they need to share something about what happened between the two of them. Regardless of anything that we know about Channing Tatum, let's just open up the space, see how he's doing with his relationship with Zoe Kravitz. I believe they're married now, I heard, and so I feel like I can do both. I need to just kind of like go with the flow. We're gonna go with the flow, see how it goes, and then you guys can tell me what resonates for you of what you know about them, what feels like it sounds like something you've heard before. If you've heard it before, that might be just a confirmation for you. Hello everyone. So this is going to be day 2 already. So I started off the intro, so you guys are just going to be getting whatever I channel in this recording. My camera has been interesting. It's not the battery, it's just exhausted because of all of the recordings I do, all of the storage. It's a lot. So I'm going to do something a little different, and I'm hearing the word hiccup. Those are hiccups. It's okay though. Okay. So let's get into her energy, because I already am channeling I'm channeling a couple of people. So Spirit has been drawing me into more so mediumship than just celebrity tarot readings. Now I'm feeling like I should go into celebrity mediumship. So we're going to be tapping in, and I feel like the people that are passed on have things to say with regards to things that are affecting people that are alive today. So everything ties in, everything's connected. I feel like I should tell you guys, I got this new tarot deck called the Sacred, I'm about to say the Sacred Herb. So someone might be smoking a sacred herb. That could be marijuana, it could be a number of things. Someone here is smoking some sacred herbs, tobacco. There's something about someone doing that as they're watching this video, but we have Sacred Web. The Sacred Web Tarot deck is something I recently got, and I feel very drawn to the imagery. So as I was tuning into the energy of what I'm starting off with, I heard the word cognac, C-O-G-N-A-C. I feel like that was a very interesting drink of choice, and I'm hearing reds, like wines that were reddish in color were very important or significant with Amanda. This could be people around her, this could be the people that she was interacting with, and things going downhill from there. I'm getting that energy because I got the Two of Wands coming out for why cognac is important to note. Two of Wands in reverse, that's the energy of stagnation, a bit of stagnation, and also a bit of wandering, like a wandering eye, looking, surveying around you, not really focusing on acting on a present moment, or at least mentally acting. It's like when you're stuck or at a standstill. I feel like in the collective, there's a lot of people that are going to be coming out about things that have happened to them, as we already are noting, and I feel as though I need to tell you guys or show you guys the bottom of the deck. Bottom of the deck is the Fool, the energy of new beginnings, also of, I'm hearing entertaining things, like entertaining exploration, because the Fool is starting something. And I feel like we're constantly in this journey of beginnings and endings, beginnings and endings, or death and rebirth. I feel like people are trying to integrate starting again and not just staying stagnant and staying in a situation that they've experienced. So the Fool is here. I feel like muddled thoughts are becoming clearer because they're being illuminated. I feel like the scratches or the scribbles, it looks like to me in this moment, they look like scribbles and like writing as well. I feel like things are becoming clearer for people right now, and I feel like the third eye is beginning to open. There's this illumination with the truth, and I feel like it's starting from the top down. So that's why you're hearing about people in the you're going to start hearing more people in the upper echelon saying things. People that you looked up to, people that you grew up with, people that you thought were so happy-go-lucky. You're seeing them integrate their experiences, and that rabbit reminds me of sexual energy and the fact that they, it's fertility, that it comes into my mind when I think of fertility. I think of like growth and expansion. I feel like there's something about the sexual energy and the feelings that how it's impaired or affected that sexual energy and drive. That's important to note. Bottom of the deck is also the Seven of Pentacles, the energy of sitting with a number of things and surveying what you're experiencing with them. The energy of putting everything together and kind of collecting your thoughts, collecting your emotions, collecting your physical material gain as well, and kind of exploring how you feel. What do you feel about those moments, and what you've collected thus far? Pain, joys, lessons, growth, opportunities. It's surveying your experiences. And then we have that Five of Swords at the bottom in reverse, letting go, losing. I'm hearing sense of self, and I'm having my stomach growl, and it's in the morning, so it's understandable when you haven't eaten. But maybe you guys are feeling a bit hungry, have like a heightened desire for foods. That could be just significant as to why it's coming up so many times, or happening to me so many times. I feel like everything is like speaking to me in this reading. So Five of Swords in reverse, letting go of conflict and moving forward, and just kind of allowing yourself to let go of your defenses and letting things happen. I feel like people are letting go of their defenses and of those protected gates that they've had surrounding the information that we are getting now. They're letting go. And then we have at the beginning of the deck, the Eight of Wands, moving very quickly into communication. So if that doesn't describe what's happening right now, I don't know what is. I see, what's interesting is in this card, the Five of Swords in reverse, I'm seeing that that spider, it looks like an orangutan. So I feel like the energy of, for some reason, monkeys are coming through. Primates. Something about an orangutan. And then also about their bottom. Something about that is significant. I think about like the color orange, because that's the color typically of their bottom. For some reason, like orange is coming through, that color, sacral chakra. I don't know if someone in the industry really likes orangutans, and that's coming through that way for that reason. There are two people in this orangutan's ear. So the orangutan spirit, I think someone, I'm going to look at it later, I'm going to write it down. We should look at the spirit animal and what that means. There's two birds that talk to the orangutan, and that's significant for you guys to know. This person could be a Leo. They could be a father. We have the World. Wow. So we have the Sun and the World. So this person might be... maybe has a very kind disposition, very happy, abundant, but this person's transitioning into a lot of healing. So whoever this is healing or addressing their stardom, addressing their fate. There's exposure here. That's likely also what it means. The sun is exposure, transitioning into a healing energy, Aquarian energy. And we have the Scout of Water, which is the Knight of Water, Knight of Cups. Exposure on how this person loves people. So this orangutan energy is like a magician. They might have significant Gemini placements, or they might have significant Leo placements. I feel like they're a Leo and then they have Gemini placements in there. We have I was gonna say the Gemini. Yeah, this person's either a Gemini or a Cancer. We have the Magician, we have the High Priestess, and we have the Seer of Water, which is the King of Cups. So they have a message for this person, this orangutan energy, this person who's up in the top echelon, or someone who is going through this a moment of discovery, or a moment of, not discovery, but of letting go of conflict, of kind of like just taking all the defenses down. They're telling them, and they want me to say this to them. The High Priestess sees you. The High Priestess energy is surveying you, this person. They're seeing how they operate and how they've created and manifested something for themselves, how they weave their web, and they're watching them. The peacock is watching them. The High Priestess is way more powerful than you are. This person, in the sense of this person is restricted in some ways, but they're quite the manifester. They're quite the magician energy. But death is coming. Something must end, and the end is close in sight, and it's also very easy for the peacock to see. Can you see it? I feel like this person is they feel like they're too starstruck by their own successes, by their own glory, by certain things are blinding this person. They're not a fool, but they also are not the High Priestess. They're not there yet. We also as a collective are transitioning from this energy of the magician, of seeing magicians come to an understanding of the power of the High Priestess, because as you go from the fool to the magician, you transform it's like being the alchemist. I feel like you kind of are learning more about how to alchemize things when you become the High Priestess, and I feel like this person isn't there yet. But there's the King of Cups. King of Cups and the Hermit. Something that needs to be done. There needs to be more self-reflection with this person. There's also a major jump from the High Priestess to the Hermit. And I feel as though the emotional release is what's going to do that for a lot of people in the collective. I feel like seeing the emotions of huge people, or people that were very impactful with the Hierophant at the bottom, going through this emotional release and kind of allowing themselves to not be detained from their pain. I'm hearing detained from their pain, is going to produce a huge transition into the Hermit energy of insights. I feel like these people the people that have been abused in the industry are going to have a moment of understanding, because of they've spent so much time in recollection and also in reflection of all of this, that they have some really deep insights to share with you guys energetically. We have the Seven of Cups. There's going to be a lot of illusions though, so be wary of illusions. Be wary of who you give your love to and who you admire from afar. You have to kind of like let things play out. Something about that is coming through. Death is coming in here. Death, the Lovers, and the Ten of Swords. Wow. Transformation of a lot of ways of perceiving certain people in the media, people that you really loved and adored. There's some manipulation here. Yeah, Seven of Swords came through. There's some lies, guys. You have to be very wary of who you kind of immediately side with. Immediately, okay? It doesn't mean, it's just saying don't get tricked. Don't be tricked. Don't be deceived right away, because there's going to be a lot of illusions and things will become clearer in time. There is a need for patience, and there's also a need for isolation sometimes to kind of understand and gather yourself, because you will end up down a rabbit hole. They're trying to talk about the rabbit hole in the media right now. So all this said, all this considered, I'm going to move on, okay? I'm getting shivers and like goosebumps, so they're trying to tell me, okay? Oh, that Fool is very significant, Fool energy. You have to kind of come at this with an openness to the experience, and also to recognize that we're all beginners in something, or we're transitioning a lot. Full energy is very significant here. Taking a leap of faith when you have the information, when the information is given to you. But we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. The information's coming to you slowly. It's not coming to you as quickly, okay? So there's gonna be some information that comes to you soon. It won't be like all at once, but it will come to you. We have here the Eight of Swords. Some people are feeling stuck in their mental space. But look at that. We have the King of Swords. The truth is gonna come out. So someone's trying to mute the truth, so be wary of that. Someone's trying to like conceal the truth, so be wary of that. Six of Pentacles. It feels as though karmic balance though is happening, and you're seeing it in real time. The High Priestess is insistent on that. The High Priestess is insistent on you guys seeing something. But don't take things so, like, don't be naive about the information you receive and kind of think that you have it all figured out. They're trying to say that to us. Okay. There's going to be a lot of pain, a lot of loss. With this information as it's coming out, and I'm hearing 7, so 7 days, 7 weeks, or 7 months is significant. I feel as though, what is it, Spirit? It's weeks, 7 weeks. I have my screen here that I use if I need to take notes, or if I need to look at pictures to help me kind of channel, but I want to look at 7 weeks from now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is wow, that's April. What's that? It's May 8th. Something significant is going to happen in May 8th, or something involving the week of May 8th is important for you guys to know, okay? Alright, so we were getting into Amanda, but they wanted you to know about the general gist of what's happening here. Okay. There's a lot of hot-headed energy with maybe this group, or with the energy of this information coming out. Someone's really hot-headed. They're like going with everything that they hear. They want you to be wary of that. Okay. Let's cut the deck. So there's something about just starting. So Amanda Bynes, what's her overall energy here? Okay. We have the first card. Overall energy is, we have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune. So karmic fate and destiny is turning in her favor right now. I want you guys to know that this information is being monitored. It always seems to be this situation with me lately. My spirit team is growing and expanding, and I feel like there's someone in the midst that may not be necessarily negative, but they're always kind of looking around and surveying this information. So maybe it's for the best, maybe it's not, but you will get this information out. I just want you guys to know, if you feel like there's an energetic shift, there is. The next card we have for her as her overall energy is the Eight of Pentacles, putting things to work. She's really focused on her job, focused on her career path, also focused on being diligent. I feel like the energy of diligence, like wanting to put things together, wanting to be productive in society, wanting to be involved more in society. So that Wheel of Fortune makes me feel like she is... This has been a long time coming for her, Amanda. So when you see a tree like this rooted, This is a number of things. This is a deer, so the deer archetype feels like it relates to her, or the gazelle is somehow related to Amanda and her archetype of being a deer in headlights, or just being a deer, like someone that was sacrificed. But there's this energy also of her being firmly rooted and her being grounded, in the sense of this is meant for her. This is every root that has taken form, everything that has been planted. And I saw 1717 on the clock, that's healing. So there's something about her coming up, or her like karmic justice, being very intimately, being very drawn out, or very like planned out, not by people. This is the spiritual realm creating this opportunity for her to have some karmic fate and destiny here. This was painstakingly done. I feel like every single root that took its place had to, you know, when like it takes in water, right? I feel like she's been through so many things that it's almost like it's so firmly rooted. There's no denying that there's a need for her to have that karmic fate or destiny or justice here, because I feel like that's what the roots are saying. She's been through it for quite some time, guys. The web at the top, her enlightenment of the web is very important. She has some knowledge of the web above her. This is why I feel like this deck is important for us to use. Oh man, and that's why I took my time on this reading, on getting it out to you guys. I feel like it's supposed to come through with these cards. The wolf, okay, or it looked like a wolf, so something about wolves is important to note. She's working hard and tirelessly against the wolves, and also there's this energy of her having it's a very rough terrain that this being is on. This looks like it is, ooh, wow. That turned over, and my right side of the left side of my head started hurting. So there's something about this person not wanting to be seen. There's something about horned animals that being significant. Horned animals are very harsh. When they need to protect themselves, they like will put their heads in, they'll insert themselves, and they'll hurt you with their horns. So there's something about the way in which this person operates, her implementing that. So Amanda has had to implement some things, some strategies that help her. And I'm seeing something about her eyes with regards to the yin yang, or yin yang. I don't like to do the yang thing. It's kind of reminding me of Aang. Yin yang. I feel like the energy of something about her eyes being very significant. I don't know if she has significant Scorpio placements, and that's why it's coming through. Scorpio risings tend to have very intense eyes. Something about her water energy and her rising sign, but this is about like her seeing things clearly, or having to take on multiple forms for people in order to acclimate into their I'm hearing society, or into their group. So she's learned a lot from the wolves. I feel like she also has been through some rough terrain. And I also feel like this individual here, there's something about some entity resembling this. If you guys know what this is, please let me know. A ram, perhaps, but it doesn't look like that completely. We have her moving into the moon energy, into the unknown. She's working quietly, diligently, but there's something about this moon. This is Cancer energy. This is like the mysteries surrounding this whole situation that we don't know. You're going to start to see the activities in the dark, and I think she's very helpful and instrumental in that. So the Six of Swords is here, transitioning into calmer waters, moving forward. The wheel has to turn, and it was meant for it to turn, and this is the time for her. Okay, this is the time to address some things. The Six of Wands, she will be successful in it. We have 6 and 6, very significant, and we also have the King of Cups. That's that emotional release we were talking about that needs to happen. Something about innocence here, because I'm looking at that rose. We usually think of seductive energies, and we think of like a promiscuity, but I feel like an innocence with this one. And I feel like the tears are like, there's something about this card. With roses, I feel like they're very powerful energies. I've heard a lot about roses in work and like rituals and such, and the power of rose and love rituals. So I don't know if a love ritual is done to her, among other things potentially, but there's something about like milk and roses. I don't know if she uses roses to help her with healing, some aspect. But I'm getting delusions, so love, there were delusions in love, and that's why that's coming through. So she's going to be openly expressing the insights that she's had with regards to delusional people or delusional love relationships that she's encountered. That's important to note here. The rose. I also think of Beauty and the Beast. I feel like she was quite the beauty in the sense of like people saw her as the beauty when she first came out and was in the industry. And there's something about someone caging that beauty or doing something on her to affect her beauty. Did you guys know that? So that's important for you guys to know. And I'm hearing milk of magnesia. So I don't know if she was given milk of magnesia or she just drank it for something in some ritual or someone did that with her. But there's just an emotional release coming through with regards to how people have played her in some way or capacity, or how she's been in so much pain. I feel like she's finally letting herself like feel the tears, because I feel like the seer of water is like them crying and then her holding in the tears. But also it feels as though she's letting other people feel that pain as well, expressing that pain. Right now, I feel like she's mostly working on being diligent. She's doing something in secret, potentially like focusing on certain aspects of her experience in secret. Or she wants to be shrouded by the moon and kind of kept secret for a little bit, but she's working on something. Why is the Eight of Pentacles here? What is she exactly working on, or why is the Eight of Pentacles here? We have the Seven of Pentacles. So she's been working on something for quite some time. What else? We have the Two of Cups. Six of Pentacles, excuse me. Six of Pentacles. Wow. Six of Pentacles. Balance. Finding balance within herself. She feels as though something was severed within her. And we have, wow, we have a Tower. The Eight of Wands. Wow, she's felt pretty cornered for quite some time. She's working on herself because she feels like she was out of balance for quite some time, and she's finally beginning to see both sides of herself. To like kind of like something was broken within her. With the Two of Cups coming through here, it feels like it feels like herself. This is not a relationship that I'm getting. I'm getting the energy of someone who is broken, split in half in some way. The zebra is very significant. She was like a zebra energy. She had a very unique way about her. Zebras are very, very beautiful, but also very like very not, I don't know what the word is, very unique, very like distinct from the other animals. You know a zebra when you look at it. They never have the same number of stripes on them. So it's something about her unique energy and something about her feeling split. And also black and white. I feel like things became black and white because she had to make it that way, but her heart was like pink, or her heart was very like much colorful. Everyone else was colorblind. This feels like that. She's quite like, she has a fiery energy within her. She tried to keep herself cool, calm, and collected, but I feel like she's a very hot-headed energy, or at least when she first started, she was very, very wired that way, and I feel like she had to find balance in order to get through it, because if she were to go through it with this energy, she would burn, and that's what I'm feeling with the Tower. Okay. Yeah, so she quickly learned that she had to be somewhat of a squirrel and dodge the bullets or dodge the fires that would be aimed at her, because I see that squirrel like they're about to get hit with all of those fires there. All of those wands pointed at her. There may have been 8 particular people that were after her specifically. So much information inside in this deck and in this reading from my spirit team and hers. The wands came flying for her is what they're saying. The wands came flying for her. She was very good at dodging them for quite some time, but as she began to lose herself, as she began to lose her center, her pink, like her heart chakra began to dim, that was when it was more so she felt like she was just in this position. She had nowhere to go. She was flighty, she was jittery. I don't know if she had something that she was doing as far as medication that she was taking, made her very jittery. Like I heard Sprite. So I don't know if she drank Sprite with her medication, but it could be spry energy, like just really like overwhelmingly like active. I don't know if she had ADHD. I don't know her diagnosis. I'm hearing anorexia nervosa. So she had a number of things going on all at once. And imagine dealing with that and feeling split because people are trying to get you to veer off of who you are as a person. She prayed for a little bit with the praying mantis. I feel like she really prayed to like get a sign or something to change, and she was, I'm hearing befuddled. She was like so unsure of how to go about life at some point, and I'm hearing 16, so she could have been 16, or this could be just 16 years ago. The number 16 is significant. 16 years ago. 16 years ago was about 2008. Something really happened. Something tripped her up in 2008 or something really big. I'm hearing magnificent came out or something happened in 2008 for her. Not magnificent in the sense that it was amazing, but more so something changed, transitioned. She's very versatile now. She's almost like the magician energy. She's trying to just focus on laying low for now, but I feel like there's a lot of things that she's seen in the dark. Mysterious energy here. Wow. So that was her overall, this is her overall energy. Now let's get into something here. We are 28 minutes in. Jeez. Okay. What would you like to say, Spirit, with regards to... I feel like they want me to get a Moonology card, so we're going to get a Moonology card here. I'm hearing handout, so there's something about a handout, not receiving a handout. She like extended a need for help or asked people for help and people did not respond. She needs to, they're saying something about releasing that. A win-win outcome is forecast for her. So that's what we can expect. Full moon in Libra. This is the balance that's coming because it's like karmic. Okay, she's meant to receive this justice. Okay, we have faith in your dreams. So she's going to be doing well. So they want you as the audience and us that are surveying this whole thing play out to look at the bigger picture and to know that your commitment's being tested. Stay committed to what you feel intrinsically or feel intuitively. So there's something about you might feel like you're going to be tested. Go from this side, this person's side to the other person's side, her side to someone else's side that's going to come across her path or come across the media's path. Now I want you guys to not forget certain things because I feel like there's going to be some information that comes out that tries to derail you, but the answers you need are coming. So it's time to release negativity. There's going to be a whole lot of, I'm hearing holistic negativity. So you're going to get a lot of negativity coming from people that are going to respond to the allegations regarding Amanda. But don't forget what you're hearing in regards to what has happened or what you've seen in the media, like what you've seen in episodes. Like if people are sending episodes your way and you're seeing weird stuff happening on set, or you're noticing that, don't forget that just because you're going to hear something else that's going to try to derail you. Okay. A lot of information coming through, guys. A lot of information. A lot of people are going to be extending information to you and their side of the story. The answers you need are coming, but look at the bigger picture at the end of the day. Don't let your past understandings, though, hold you back. Be open to what comes in because nothing is yet set in stone. Okay, so she's going to have a win-win outcome So something in regards to how she was wronged is going to come through. Conclusions are within reach. I feel like for some reason I'm getting like that Sagittarius energy coming through. So there's something about Sagittarius energy, or just the time frame of the year. I'm hearing December and Capricorn. Isn't that weird? So Sagittarius and Capricorn season are significant for her, for Amanda. So that's around like December, and that's also around January. So it's going to literally kind of like continue on into next year. Something about December to January being significant. The energy is gaining momentum, and look at that Sagittarius energy. Luck is on your side. So she's going to have some energy ramping up, and I feel like there's going to be something that comes out with regards to either her mother or a parent. A personal issue reaches resolution. There's going to be something that's released with regards to her family, family ties, or disappointments from the family members. Okay. Wow, a win-win outcome is forecast here for her. So something was done for sure to her. Where do you want me to go with this, Spirit? I like to flow. I don't like to just kind of do the same thing. So we have 3 of Wands. There might be some travel for her, because I did get that 6 of Swords energy. Spirit team, I'm going to get some Florida water up in here. Get some Florida water to clear up the energies here. Is there anything else you'd like to say? We have the 10 of Pentacles. It's so weird. I'm getting an image of the Matrix, and you know how they're like, if you watch the Matrix, you saw like that there were people like housed in this thing while they're living out this fake reality or this experience. They're all in like some kind of gestational sack. Something about like there being 10 people, or there being a huge number, a large number of people that were in this matrix or in this situation where they were quiet, but they were experiencing something that you didn't even know of. 10 celebrities, 10 stars, people that were going through like a completely other reality that was very difficult. 8 of Cups is about moving on past emotionally dense and unsatisfying situations. The 8 of Pentacles is here. 8 and 8, or rather 8 and 7 is here. So moving out of emotionally unsatisfying situations that were there long term. These are people that have been in the game for quite some time. You're going to hear more people. We have 11, which I believe is Justice. Wowzers. Justice for those people. There's something about horned animals. Something about like skulls. Like, I'm going to say something, okay? I feel like someone here is going to get like uncomfortable with it. That's totally fine. But like, you know, Baphomet, there's something about him releasing information that has been like held on to. Why would he do that, or why would it do that? But something about like people in the industry like being very closely tied with him, and him holding on to information for them. Can I show you what I just saw before I said that? Holding on to information from them or for them. There's something about like a wealth of information, a wealth of information that you guys are not aware of, that was held in isolation for elite, because the 9 is the Hermit. So the Hermit energy. A wealth of information with a number of people that were elite, but there's something about him operating, or this entity operating and finding balance. Like, he's literally gonna like find balance by letting go or releasing some information. Is that correct? Because that's what I'm getting. Just want to just clarify. Is there information that's going to be released from this entity for us to see? Because it's a wealth of information that he has. Seer of Water, King of Cups, guys. Wow, you guys are gonna like, so there's something about emotional release. A bunch of people are gonna be crying when they hear the terrible things that have been happening to certain people that they've watched for quite some time. And he's releasing that. He's letting you guys see the pain. I'm not making that up, guys. So the spirit team, my spirit, the entities that I'm working with have shifted to where now I feel like I'm getting more specific information that is more like prophetic, but then also is more like with passed on people. So there's something about like the ending of a really difficult cycle, a really tough and painful cycle. The Queen of Cups is this mothering energy of kind of washing those so-called sins away through letting it come through this way, so people can kind of like finally release those emotions that they've been pent up. Because the people that have been holding this for quite some time, I feel like they've kind of become degraded on a soul level to the point where I think they're just like literally losing their mind. I feel like there's a lot of people in the industry that are very well off that are becoming crazy because of the information that they're containing within themselves. Baphomet's trying to release some of that. Don't know if it's to help them or just to kind of balance scales, but I don't know who is operating to release this information from him. This is deeper information. I don't know if people are going to accept this. They're going to think, oh my gosh, this is of the devil. This is terrible. But guess what? I think light and dark need to be revealed. And if I'm getting it and I'm receiving it this way, you need to know about that. So in the spiritual realm, there's something about information being explorative or like coming through to balance something that has been unbalanced for quite some time. And people have been feeling that. If you've been feeling like there's too much hidden, that's because it is. And 2024 has been this year where things are coming through. There's something about that. I feel like I have to say this. The angels, the demonic or the demons, the humans, the entities, all have an internal clock and understanding of balance. Even if they are on one side or the other, they recognize there is balance that needs to be done and restored. So there's this essence of balance that has to be restored, whether you guys believe it or not. So energetically, there's the need for balance regardless of what side anyone is on, or what extreme we try to take on, or what balance between the two we take on. There's balance coming to this plane, and it's coming through information coming out. So prepare for more. There's people that are like, I'm hearing Dallas Cowboys, but for some reason I don't know why. So Dallas might be significant. Someone from Dallas, Texas. Feels like Beyonce. For some reason I'm getting that energy. She's held on to a lot of secrets. I'm hearing envious. Envious of you. And then I'm hearing that song Childish Games. I'm not sure what artist that is. I think I'm falling in love with you. Then we have the Knight of Fire, or the Knight of Wands, and we have the Four of Cups. Someone here has been very apathetic or unhappy with their lives. This could be what I'm getting from Beyonce. There's a lot of pain from her experiences, and it's coming into this reading. So industry and the energies of the industry is coming through. There's something about Beyonce that has to relate to this. You can say that I'm going on a tangent, but that's what's meant to come through, and that's how it's going to be. So the Four of Cups and the Knight of Wands is here. So there's some instability emotionally. There's some like need for balance emotionally with specific people in the industry like Amanda, and also like Beyonce specifically is coming through. A lot of swords. We have the Three of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and the Ten of Swords. She can't hold on to certain things anymore. There's something about her wanting things to be set free. Okay, so she may come out with some information as well, guys. Just want to let you know. There's something about her feeling like lost or feeling like unhappy that's coming through. We have the King of Pentacles, like all the money in the world to hush her. It's not gonna last because she has to let herself cry. There's something about letting herself cry. You see how their eyes, the world's eyes, is blue? It's like they're about to cry. I feel like she has to let go of something, emotionally release something that's really tormenting her, or making her feel really uncomfortable, unhappy, apathetic, depressed. There's a need for her to move out of that energy, and she's going to do that. We have the Hermit, the Moon, mysteries, and judgment, or the world transitioning out of the Moon energy, secrets coming out. It's really taken a toll on her mentally and emotionally. For some reason she's related. I don't know if they ever met, Amanda and her. I feel like Amanda is such a like Leo energy for some reason. I don't know her sign, but she has something about like Leo or fire in her chart. Hey everyone, so let's continue on from what we just talked about. I took a break in order to kind of get things done as I need to do around the house, things done around me before I get into this second part of the reading. So I want to kind of open up the floor. I spent some time channeling and just spending some time looking at a picture of Amanda, because usually when I look at their eyes, I can see a lot and I can understand more. So we're going to tap into more of Amanda Bynes. Let's look into just information that you need to know, things to look out for, and so forth. We're just going to kind of go with the flow here, because I feel like as a collective we all have something to impart and share and to understand about each other. And if you guys can understand something and not see it in a certain light that others try to paint certain artists, I think it's good to just get it like an understanding from, and I'm hearing an evaluation of their character and who they are from their spirit team. Their spirit team would they would rather confirm it in people and let you guys know than to have you misunderstand. Even if we misunderstand, it won't affect her trajectory, but there's something about the understanding and then the exchange that we can impart with her life, like how we can impart grace and extending grace, kindness, love towards other people, because we don't know what they're going through and the severity of it unless their spirit team tells us, unless they tell us. They are the ones that we look out for this information from. So let's keep going. Let's start off with, what do we not know and what do we need to know about Amanda? We have the Nine of Cups. I feel like whenever I see this, like lately, whenever I see the Nine of Cups in this deck, it makes me feel like worship. For some reason, when I look at that hippopotamus, it reminds me of like my background in Christianity and my background in worship, and like how people would kind of just let go in certain denominations, specifically Pentecostal. They tend to like just kind of let go with certain restrictions around how you worship and what you can do with regards to sound, with regards to your voice, with regards to your body and how it moves. There's like an exaltation about this card. With the Nine of Cups, it's like recognizing that you are content, that you are happy, that you are just so mystified and enjoying that moment at hand. So they're trying to tell us that she's a very upbeat. She tends to take things as they come, and she still has this sense of gratitude. She has a very overwhelming sense of gratitude, guys. Amanda tends to bloom under pressure is what I'm hearing, and she sees the beauty of her state, like whatever state she's in, and she has like a state of exaltation. Like I think like her soul, just there's something intrinsic about her that tends to not fade away, and it's that inner joy. Even when it's dimmed, there's still like that energy coming through in this reading. We also have Justice coming through. So there may be significant Libra placements with regards to Amanda. When I look at these wings on this creature, it reminds me of Mayat. It reminds me of the balance, and also like a reckoning, understanding like when your life is over, there is like a reckoning of what you've done, and it can impact how you move in the next life. If you believe, as you would see if you believe in reincarnation, how that affects your next life, what you're gonna have to deal with, the karmic energies that you brought or bring into this next life. And there's something about her recognizing like very easily and very quickly, and I'm getting the sense that she recognizes at a young age that like karma there's something about like it returning back to you very quickly. She had a tendency of seeing very quickly when she would do something that she knew was wrong or something that she felt was wrong, that it would come back to her really quickly. It was kind of a grace. I feel like it's grace to get those moments where you reflect and see like how you treated someone brings that back on you. And I think she saw that a lot. So I think that made her humble. That also made her a lot more aware. And it also made her very, like, I'm hearing trustworthy with karma, like healing a lot of things. So she has a lot of justice coming in. She has retribution coming in heavily. We had this in the beginning of the reading. So there's something about justice for her. Justice. Something about Libra placements is coming through. She may be a North Node in Libra as well. There's something about her being rooted, deeply rooted in something. It could be her feeling rooted in who she was and then not letting that go even when things went really hard or were really difficult. And there's a joy in her and an anticipation of justice being served. I think she's very aware and knows that justice is going to be served to her in some form or fashion at the end of the day, regardless of how people appear to be doing well, the ones that hurt her or the ones that tried to hurt her. So we have something interesting that happened. These 3 cards came through. Wow, we have the 6 of Cups. We have the 2 of Wands that came out earlier in reverse. And we have the 3 of Pentacles. One moment, please. Wow. So Amanda is this creature here. They're personifying. They're using this image to exemplify who she is at this moment in time. She's kind of a carcass in some respects to who she was formerly. So with the 6 of Cups energy, she tends to, there's some nostalgia with this card, first of all. Let's just get into what the card means. Nostalgia. This is about like soulmate connections. There's a sweetness here. Can you guys see that with this deer and her, it just seems like a mother, either a giraffe, it looks like it's actually a giraffe, and their baby. The love there, and how there's like a cloud of pink surrounding their hearts, or like their heads meeting. I think of heart chakra stuff. I feel like she's almost retelling her story and will retell her story of the past, and this is her now. Look at how empty that energy is compared to the energy of love and the energy of innocence and purity and kindness that she experienced in the past, or like just the energy of like where she started. They're kind of giving you a before and after. Before is how she felt prior to the industry affecting her in the way that it did, and the people that she met along the way. She had this going on intrinsically, and then she's kind of like dealing with that. And here it's like a skull, so it's almost like a former essence. This is the current energy that she's in, is like she's reckoning, she's ready for the reckoning, day of reckoning, for justice to be served, but she's a little hollow. She's hollow. We also have that 2 of Wands, which is about preparing and kind of like letting yourself gestate, letting yourself create and form an idea, an initiative, a plan. She is forming a plan. I think she's really happy that people are hearing about certain things. I think she's exulting because she's been trying to tell people for quite some time. So I'm kind of finally getting a picture of what all of these mean, all of these cards mean. I feel like she's finally feeling a sense of exaltation. I still want you guys to keep in mind what I said earlier, but now I'm getting a bigger picture of present energies with her. She's really excited to hear what's going on because it's bringing something out. It's bringing justice out. And her heart cry is that you guys will hear it. and that there will be some change moving forward. Three of Pentacles, working together, collaborating. There will be 3 people specifically that are going to be very highlighted in this. They're going to be highlighted. There's going to be some initiative that is taken on. We have that 6 of Pentacles that we had earlier with her, the energy of balance and restoration. We also have a source of air, which is the Queen of Swords, and the Seer of Earth. So this person could be an earth sign as well, or just a person that's very well known, and also someone who has a lot of money. So there's something about, wow, this person is coming back to the fold. This Gemini or Leo energy is coming through. So the Queen of Swords tells me she's going to be speaking out or responding, and she has a lot to say to balance the scales. She's kind of waiting for 2 other people. There's something about 2 other people or 3 coming into this, and she's really excited to work with them. Can you clarify the 3 of Pentacles for us? Because I see what's interesting is this came out underneath the 9 of Cups, the 9 of Wands, resilience. There's something about her remaining resilient. Can you please clarify, Spirit team that are here for the highest good? Please allow all of this information to flow through me, the information that's meant to be channeled through me. Please help us understand. We have the Student of Earth, which is the Page of Pentacles energy. We have the Ace of Cups. Wow. This is a passion project, 3 of Cups. There's going to be 2 or 3, there's going to be 3 people total. This could be including her, this could be 3 more people, but there's going to be a group of people that are soul tribe. People who have been through similar predicaments that are going to have a passion for unearthing or telling you about this. The 2 of Swords is here, so they may feel an essence of not knowing how to do it, but this is the time. We have that 2 of Cups. This is going to be an alignment for them. This is going to get them back into alignment with themselves. This is going to be very healing with the Star. The Source of Earth is the Queen of Pentacles and the Devil. So there's something about 2 people. So there's that energy of that person, that Leo or Gemini energy. Leo, Gemini, those 2 are very important signs for this person. This person I told you that had an orangutan spirit, or just for some reason orangutan was significant to them. Now, there's going to be a transition into healing, but there's someone that was with them, or someone that was like a henchman of some sort, someone who was working with him, and this person was a Queen of Wands. This was a fire energy. So this person was very independent, or very like helpful, a very busy bee to this Gemini or Leo individual. Okay, this person is also the Queen of Pentacles, so it could just be their wife, or it's someone that was very closely tied with this individual. I feel like this individual was a man, the Gemini or Leo, and I feel like this person is a woman, so the other person that's working with him and beside this person. We have the Ace of Wands, acting something that was kept in the dark, acting on what was known or what is found out in the dark. And then we have the Lovers. So we have 2 major arcana out of 3 to denote their plan. Their plan is to, I feel like conflict is going to ensue. You have not seen the worst of it yet. Conflict will ensue in this situation. We have the 5 of Pentacles. Some people are going to feel left out in the dark and stranded, and they're going to reach out and extend and ask for help from fellow people that know them. People who are also confused and not really sure about this person, this male, this Gemini Leo male. The people that don't know if they can trust him or not. He's going to try to sway them, okay? 5 of Swords. I feel like he's going to utilize them to help him, okay? So there are people who are very, like, I'm hearing decrepit or like just ignorant to things that this person did because they kept them in the dark. And he's going to utilize those people. And I'm hearing Jester. I'm hearing Jester and Ethers. I don't know why. Jester and Ethers. So they may help or ask for help from a specific Taurus that's coming through. Wow. So if you see this person, there's someone that's going to try to like defend themselves. If you see this person getting the help of other people, they're basically, they see those people as idiots. And I'm not trying to be mean, but they see them as degenerate idiots is what I'm hearing. Like literally this person is telling me, these people don't know anything and they're just trying to protect someone that they care about because maybe they have some close ties to this person and they don't want to get thrown under the bus. But this person, these people surrounding this Gemini Leo energy are, some of them are just not aware. And I feel like we're talking about Schneider. Is that what we were talking about? Are we talking about Dan Schneider? Spirit, are we talking about this card here? Two of Wands, yeah. Two of Wands. Anything else you'd like to say to confirm or deny that? Is it Dan Schneider specifically? Seer of Water, yeah. King of Cups, yeah, it's this person. It's this person and another person. There's a student of fire. There's a student to this person that succeeded or kind of continued on this person's work or this person's, I'm hearing imaginings or desires. We're going to find out about that person as well. They're going to try to run away from the situation. The Seven of Swords is here. That's why I'm saying that. And then we hear that train coming. Judgment. Judgment's coming very quickly. Why is the Seven of Swords here? We have the Tower. Yeah. Exposure. We have the Scout of Earth, or the Knight of Pentacles, and the Devil. There's someone that's like a player type vibe here coming through. This person is either a Capricorn, feels like a Capricorn energy, to be honest. There's like a Capricorn specifically that they're talking about, and I saw in my mind's eye a lion. So I don't know if this person just has a lot of hair, has a mane of some sort that makes them distinguishable from others. But there's something about this person being slow and steady. But I feel like we're going to also, things are going to be revealed slowly and steadily as well. This person's, there's going to be more and more that comes out from the dark with the Hermit coming through and the King of, I was going to say King of Dragons. There's something about dragons in here, dragon totems, because I'm looking at that dragon eye. King of Fire, King of Wands, and the Nine of Cups. But there is going to be a new start very quickly that's going to happen very soon. It's going to be painful for us to hear. There's going to be this like exodus of certain people, and I feel like there's someone behind all of this. Is that correct? Like behind sharing about all these people. Yeah, there's constantly someone running around and getting this information and bringing it to you guys unexpectedly. Who are these people that are helping with this information specifically? We have the Six of Wands, the Hanged Man, and the Queen of Wands. We have a specific Sagittarius coming through that's been holding this information in and isn't willing to let it go. Can you describe this person to us? This is the Ace of Cups. So this is someone with specific Cancer placements. Yeah, we have a lot of Cancer. They could be a Cancer, but they're just a very independent energy with the Ten of Cups, the Six of Cups, the Ten of Swords, and the Sun. This person was tired of the terrible things happening behind closed doors. This person is a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. We have the Knight of Cups, more water energy, the Star. Is like Aquarius and the Knight of Pentacles. We have two people. So there's two people in particular that they want to talk to us about. There's a definite water sign who brought this about, or like started the initiative for it. They wanted to see people like reconciled, because I feel like they felt overwhelmed and burdened by this information. And they wanted to see exposure, enlightenment. There's two people, an earth sign and a water sign, that are helping get this information out. And there's another behind closed doors. So there's an older earth energy, and then there's a younger water energy is what I'm getting. And then someone behind closed doors helped this this younger water sign. This person was an air sign, helped this water sign do something. I have a feeling I know who it is. So I'm feeling this sense. Should I say this right now? There's something I'm looking at here, looking back. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys what's going on. So we have Justin Bieber, involved in this somehow, the water sign. He's involved in providing insight, and I almost feel like this has something to do with why his family asked you guys to pray for him, okay? So he's going to be upsetting people with this information, and they're definitely trying to tell me that because the Ace of Swords was at the bottom of the deck. Whenever I see the Ace of Swords, it's like, yeah, you're on to the right track. There's something about him doing this, working on this, guys. He's been working on this tirelessly. You guys haven't realized how long it's been. Wow, it's been done in secret, and there's something about Cancer energy as well. It being hidden and obscured for you guys on purpose. He's been waiting and deliberating on this for quite some time, on how to start talking about certain things and how to get information out and going. There's something about this card. So number 14, I believe it's the Hanged Man energy, if I think about number 14 in the tarot. He's been deliberating for this for quite some time. He got it out to like an older Pentacles energy, some Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. He got this information out to them. So many emotions that have been hidden for so long in him. So let's just go back. Let's go back to Amanda's feelings and Channing Tatum's. Let's just look at these two. There's something about that. Okay. They want me to start off with, there's something about this card, Four Swords. I feel like there is a need for me to use this deck in particular for this reading. How does, thank you so much. Okay. How does Amanda feel towards Channing Tatum? How did she feel in the past? Let's say like around the time that they did the movie together. I think it was called She's the Man. How did she feel at the time towards him? We have the Ten of Wands. I'm not even going to do external. All I care about is what she feels. How did Amanda feel towards Channing Tatum back when they were doing, wow, she concealed a lot of her emotions, or tried to conceal a lot of her emotions. We have the Fool here. How did she feel towards him? She thought he was an idiot, or she thought he was just like an ignorant guy, an ignorant person, very burdensome to deal with. I'll tell you what we have here. Ten of Wands is why I said that. She felt like he was very burdensome. Just being around him might have been burdensome because of what people projected or tried to say or think about her. It could just be he himself was very burdensome. We'll look at the archetypes. But we have the Fool energy, which tells me he's just like starting out. He was a kind of a what's that word? Kind of a novice, or just the energy of someone who was ignorant to things in the industry. Page of Pentacles is the energy of like a very young person who's willing to learn. So she thought he was studious. She thought he was willing to understand what it took to get into the industry, or what it took to do well, to do a great job. She also saw him as opportunistic. So she saw him as someone who was also lucky. I feel like he was very lucky. He had a lucky streak, or was just taken care of. Maybe there were people in his corner, people surrounding him that assisted him. So I feel like he got through into the industry in a way that was very unique. I feel like he was the magician energy, someone who was able to pull things out of his ass in a way in order to get somewhere. And I feel like that was something that she looked at and she was like, wow, I marvel at that. Like, you did all it. You're a novice, but you're getting to this place and you didn't have to work as hard as some. For some reason, I'm getting like shakes. I wonder if she's ever experienced that, like as a side effect of medication. I'm just getting that word nervosa again. Okay. She felt like she couldn't really talk to him. Or she felt choked up. She didn't know what to say. She felt like he was very like abundant, very luxurious. Also had the attention of many women, so he was very like good with women. She thought he was attractive, or at least he was someone that was like the type of person that would get into like a lot of like flings, like very sexual. Four Cups tells me that she saw him as someone that was kind of aloof, or someone that didn't recognize something in front of him, like he was not aware of certain things. And she would maybe help him and tell him like, hey, you should know this. I just want you to get this. It's like she was trying to bring information and insight to him on that cloud. And he was like, oh, okay. So I don't really think she thought he was that bright. I'm just going to be honest. If she ever sees this and wants to say contrary to that, I would love to hear it. But I just get the energy that she didn't really think he was that bright. She thought he had a lot of energy, a lot of like drive, and like moving towards a goal. Page of Swords energy is like he's ready to start and do something. Like when it came to the project, he was all about it. It's kind of like that person in school that doesn't do as much work, but like coasts along on the people around them. He was like all about getting into like a project and saying, okay, what do I do? But then he would kind of like say, you can do that, you can do that, you can like tell the other person to do most of the work. I don't know, something like that. That energy of being charismatic to people, but I feel like I don't get the energy that she felt that way. There's some significant Taurus placement about him though, because this is the biggest energy I feel, in the sense that it's major arcana, and it's also like more so he was very luxurious, or very interesting energy, feminine in some way, and that's like usually we embody both. So maybe she just appreciated that about him. Bottom of the deck here is the Eight of Wands, the Six of Wands, and she knew he was going to do well. She had a good feeling that he would do really well. So don't take this as me saying that she doesn't think he's like she has any negative feelings towards him. She just feels like he was, I keep hearing things, that he was destined for something great. She could see that in him. She could see that he had a lucky streak or something like that. I don't know, I heard Quarter Pound King. Did he like Burger King? All right, something about that coming through. He also was pretty fair. He was pretty reciprocal. Like when it came to like maybe efforts even, he was pretty good at like recognizing when he needed to work harder to balance himself out. But there's that Three of Swords. He likely could have been what I told you, with the energy of having to, people had to tell him like, hey, you have to put in more work for this, or you're not doing this, but we're doing this for you. Something about him learning that with her. She felt like it broke her heart. Something about like maybe him being unequal with regards to how he gives. Maybe he spends too much. And maybe at the time that they had known each other, he was spending a lot legally. I don't know why he would be. I feel as though he might have lost a lot of money due to some authority figure. Sorry guys, I heard something. And let's keep going. Yeah, I don't know. There's just this energy of balance, reciprocation between them, needing to work on that. Okay, so let's keep going. Something about karma too is significant. I feel like he just had a really lucky streak and she was kind of confounded by that. He had a lot of options before him and she was confounded by that. Now, how did he feel about her? Let's just get to the nitty gritty. Back then, during the time when they were in all the movie together, I'm just going to say the movie. We have the Three of Pentacles, the Temperance. He felt like she was a friend. He felt like she helped balance him out. She was kind of level-headed, more level-headed than he was. I'm getting the energy of like a daredevil type vibe about him. He thought she was like, she had a great countenance. She also was in her power. He felt like he could respect her. She was the Queen of Wands energy. That's Aries energy, strong. Knight of Pentacles, that she was slow and steady. She might have also been a little flirty, but she was also focused on her craft. So he respected that about her. He liked that she was someone that could work on things and take it seriously, but then have two sides to her where she was a Knight of Cups and a Knight of Pentacles. She would be slow and steady and practical about things, but then also be very flirty and fun. We also have the Seven of Swords. That's the energy of someone who he feels like she had a lot of secrets. And he was very curious about that. We have Lovers, the Four of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles. Likely they could have had something. They could have had a fling. But she told him never to tell anyone. Is that correct, Spirit? Wowzers. We have the Moon in reverse, which is about something being exposed. Is that true? Can I have a yes or no to help me understand, Spirit team? Strength. Leo energy. Anything else to help me understand? Wow, we have the Six of Cups, the Tower, and the King of Pentacles. Why is the Six of Cups here? Very weird energy. I'm just going to tell you guys what I'm getting. So if someone, this King of Swords energy is coming through this reading. There's a King of Swords energy. This is potentially the same person because it's air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This person saw Channing Tatum. He said, hey, we got this girl named Amanda. You know her, right? And he's like, oh yeah, I know her from, you know, so-and-so show that she's done. She's done a lot as a child. There was something about this guy offering Amanda to him, to Channing, and she was undecided about it because I'm seeing that third party card. So this could even be someone that she was interested at the time that she was dating. She could have been dating this individual at one point, or this person tried to court Amanda, and they like saw Channing and they tried to get her to take a chance with him or to have something with him, like a throuple, either a threesome or just have like some sexual thing going on. She was indecisive about it. So she was trying to hold up her like, I'm hearing end of the bargain, or just hold up like her focus on her work, focus on her career. And she was really hesitant to do this. She was trying to be very protective with the Nine of Wands. She was very hesitant to do this. But it happened, and there was some exchange of money in some way, because when Channing did this, I think it helped him physically. I think it brought home the bacon is what I'm hearing my family, yeah, my ancestors are saying this. him doing this caused the Tower moment to fall because it helped him get more money and more opportunities. So this was almost like trafficking in a sense. I don't know if Channing knows that. I think when he found out, he was very grieved because I got that he found out quickly after. And then we see the star. So he had to actually heal from this. He actually did not like being a part of that, but he was a part of it. He did not know that. So there's this energy of her actually having something with him. He invited Channing over. And it was like a night of the stars, like stars like were there. Like there might have been other men there as well, but there's something about her involving herself with two guys, two people. There's two people in addition to her. Is that correct, Spirit? Okay, 8 of Cups. And then quickly after, they wanted me to tell you this, quickly after he moved on to something more emotionally fulfilling and he left it by the wayside. Okay, 10 of Pentacles. He looked forward to his future. He was looking forward to his career and his endeavors. He tried to forget about this and leave it in the past. And I think he might have even like ghosted her, or like not even like she cared. I don't think she was like, oh my gosh, he ghosted me. But more so it was an understanding between the two of them that we should not talk about this and we should not talk about anything about this. Let's just move on. So there was an interaction that they had together, and they didn't want it to ruin anything, so they moved on. But it definitely happened. Okay. They're friends now. Don't get me wrong. They're not like, I don't know. I don't feel this energy of like negativity, but let's look into their current energy. Current energies will tell us what's going on now. They just want you to know there's a lot of pain and a lot of sorrow between the two of them. I think he feels a lot of sadness because he kind of thought, he literally thought the past was wonderful. Like when Channing looks back on the past, he's like, damn, I really love those days. Weren't they great? And in reality, it wasn't. He thought it was this, he thought it was this 10 of Cups. It was not for her. It was not amicable. It was not amicable. It just wasn't for her what he thought it was. She was going through a lot of sadness at that time. We have the Knight of Wands in reverse, which is a destabilized knight. That's really like an overly sexual person. And I think he was trying to find, like, after, not long after, find someone to settle down with. And I'm hearing Jenna. So I don't know when they met. But there's something about her coming through. Okay, so let's keep going. They keep telling me her name over and over. Jenna Dewan. Jenna Dewan. Jenna Dewan. That's even how you pronounce it. Feel free to tell me in the comments if you like. Alright, let's keep going. So how do they currently feel now? How does Amanda feel currently? Wow, Page of Swords towards Channing. 6 of Swords. We have the 2 of Cups, the Sun. Anything else, Spirit? The Star, the 10 of Pentacles. How does Amanda feel about, I had to think about it, Amanda feel about Channing now? She recently might have spoken to him or tried to speak to him for some reason. So we have a lot coming through, so let's just go into it one by one. Bottom of the deck though, we have is Judgment, the 9 of Swords, and the Hierophant. So Amanda's right now very uncomfortable with things as they are. She's not completely uncomfortable. She's happy, like I said earlier, about certain things coming out. But there's a conflict. There's something about it creating conflict for her, and she's very unsure about it and uncomfortable. There's this energy of her trying to steal herself away or trying to get out of this energy really quick. She might have talked to people above about certain things and what she won't say, maybe. Something about like her having communication with either Channing or with someone very quickly. We have the Four of Cups and the Three of Swords. I feel like she might have tried to communicate with him and he didn't respond. And then she moved on. She moved on and was trying to move forward. But how she feels towards him is very distinct from what she felt before. She feels open a little bit more. She feels like there's still illusions between them. There's this essence of her wanting to find balance or finding it hard to find balance with him because he's so focused, and he also has other conflicts of interest. So she feels like a little bit like he understands maybe an aspect of the experience that they had, and she wants to move on into calmer waters. She wants to kind of prepare and plan, and she might have tried to communicate in order to prepare or plan something. But there's this Three of Swords. She feels heartbroken by him though. She's heartbroken right now. She feels like it's like who she was to him is a thing of the past, in the sense of the respect that was there. And there's something about maybe like moving on past that feeling and trying to look forward to the happiness that's coming. I feel like she senses something is shifting. I feel like Amanda's also seeing him differently than she did before, and that's why the illusions are here. She really wants to just kind of figure him out, figure out where he stands. And she's willing to talk or willing to engage with him with the Page of Wands. Very interesting energies here. And she also wants to tell people about stuff. She's willing to talk, but there's something about her trying to take some time, like have it happen at the appropriate time is coming through. But she's in her head, Eight of Swords. So let's look at Channing, okay? How does he feel? We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So I'm gonna hold off for a second because I have only a minute left in storage, and I'll just be right back. Tuning in to part 2, or rather part 3. It's been interesting. I've kind of held off on doing the rest because I felt like it wasn't time. And lo and behold, a lot of things have been coming out in the collective. A lot of people are really latching onto the news reports with regards to a number of artists and pretty big people out there in the media. And so I felt like it was a time for me to step back because I feel energetically like I don't need to prove something with the information that comes through. If it's meant to come through before other people anticipate it, it will. If it's not meant to, it won't. So I had to take a moment and like kind of check in with myself and say, well, this is really important to me, spirit team. I feel like there's monitoring spirits or something around this information. And I feel like I need to spend some time, like I have like hair that came through, like, I don't know, that was weird. I have the monitoring spirits coming in for this reading, and I feel like there's a reason for it. And I had to wait. I waited about a week to do this. So I just want to see why that is, because we're going to continue into Channing Tatum. There's something significant about me waiting a couple of days. And then we're going to go into more about his love with Zoe Kravitz, like how that relationship is going, okay? I'm not going to, I want you guys to know I'm not the kind of person to hop onto trends right away unless I feel drawn to. So if you're noticing there's a lot of insight coming from other readers, feel free. Of course, you have full autonomy to check them out, to look and see what's going on. But if you don't see me talking about it, it's for a reason. I feel like there's more to come. More to come with P. Diddy, more to come with Nicki Minaj, more to come with Cardi B, more to come with Jay-Z and Beyonce, more to come with specific people. And you're going to know who they are very soon. More to come with potentially even Eminem, more to come with a group of people, a number of people. Justin Bieber as well, as I mentioned in the beginning of the reading. So yeah, let's keep going. So I was touching base with Channing Tatum, and you guys remembered his external vibe being the Wheel of Fortune in reverse for how he feels. We're going to look at what this is all about because it just came through as I was tapping in back to his energy. So we have stereo. You know the song My Heart's a Stereo, it beats for you, so listen close. There's something sweet about how he feels about her. He felt like he met like a fellow friend, someone that he could really like. It beats for you, so listen close. Hear my heart in every note. Maybe they really reminisced on music together. That really brought them together too. There's something about them feeling united, feeling like they could celebrate with each other. They could take it easy with each other and be casual. But there was something happening in the midst that was really difficult. So this could be what she was experiencing while they were on set. But we have at the bottom of the deck the Four of Swords, the Ace of Wands, and the Empress. So he laid something to rest with regards to her. There could have been potential like joy that he mistook for it being something. I think at times he thought that she was pretty like nice to a lot of people, so he didn't know if it was personal, like did she like me or is it just the way she is. He tried to balance himself out because he would get really high. He would get like on a really big high with her, but this was something that was consistent in the beginning, and I feel like he still deals with that, like kind of reminiscing on the past with the Six of Cups. But there's something sad about this Ten of Swords that kind of shook everything up. What's the Ten of Swords here for before we get into the rest of the reading, Spirit team? Thank you so much for being here. Archangel Michael, be beside me, before me, behind me, all around me. Protect me with your sword of cobalt blue. Protect those that are watching this video with your sword of cobalt blue. Let only the truth, archangels, let only the truth, Archangel Asrael, assist us with this information. Allow all entities, both light and dark, to be in sync, or at least to be in accordance with what is meant to come through in this reading and what is meant to be true and accurate for this situation. We have the Ten of Swords. Okay, that's clarified by the Page of Wands. Can you please tell me why the Ten of Swords is here with regards to our conversation on Channing Tatum? Okay. We have here Justice. Wow. Okay. Okay, so as soon as Channing Tatum knew something was off with regards to Amanda, as soon as he saw that something was difficult or she was encountering something difficult, he tried to help her legally. He tried to offer assistance or aid or tried to come alongside her. He was determined to try to help her. So I want you guys to know that with whatever comes out in the media, okay? I'm speaking ahead of time for you guys. He saw her as a friend. And he also saw himself as someone who could be a solution of some sort to her and helping her out with something that happened. And he was trying to keep a secret. He was trying to focus on doing this quietly. You know, this is way later, so I feel like it's already, it's okay to share this information. But he had a lot of love for her. He wanted to see something, a tower moment happen for someone that bothered her. But he also had a connection to her. He had a deep connection and bond with her. And I don't know how to explain this. He was a little bit, he was going through something at the time with regards to love. I feel like he recognized her for being this joyful person that was very healing for him as a feminine energy. He might have had some rows or difficulties with women in the past before meeting her. And so he felt like kind of heartbroken about those past experiences, kind of still healing, addressing stuff, potentially avoiding addressing certain things when he met her, but he could not deny the connection. And he felt this joy with her. He felt like he could be light with her. He could be himself. Okay, so I feel like he knew something about what was going on later on, and when he found out, he tried to come alongside her to help her, to be her strength, to be her like a protector of some sort. He tried to be there for her. Okay. Okay. There's something about the Bahamas coming through that's significant. I don't know if they ever took a trip to the Bahamas. Four of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, and Death card. Okay, so there's more to talk about before we get into his feelings here. We already got into his feelings a bit. He tried to take over or tried to help, like, turn things in her favor. He likely tried to make things work out in favor of her in some way, but I think he encountered legal battles with that. It just didn't work out. He was very protective of her information. He held on to it. He held on to something that he knew. She communicated that with him too. He's a king and she's the Queen of Swords here. So they had an understanding between each other that something had to be either laid to rest or end. For the benefit of him and maybe family or friends, people he cared about. Why is the Death card here? The Moon. Yeah, they wanted to end end the struggles, because I feel like they were encountering struggles with trying to address this. Wow, we have the Seven of Cups, the Empress, and the Knight of Cups. He kind of surveyed her, tried to keep looking out for her. He was kind of looking at her and trying to send love her way. But I feel like there were still things that he didn't know. There were some things he did, mind you, but he was communicative with her at first. He tried to like communicate information with her, tried to talk with her, be someone that was, yeah, look at that, guys. I don't see anything negative inherently, but I feel like there was a bit of ignorance on Channing's side with regards to how much he knew and how deep it went. But I feel like he wanted to help in some regard, but he was stuck on how to do that. How do you deal with the head honcho is what I'm hearing. Like the term head honcho, like someone who is up there. How do you really address something like that? Okay. Yeah. I feel like he got kind of, he focused on his career. He tried to focus in on keeping things light or keeping things amicable between them. And it's just like he kept going. He kept moving on. So 6 is significant. He kind of kept going on. He was kind of waiting out for an opportunity for something big, maybe to talk or to speak with her about something. I don't know if it happened. Yeah, let's see what else is coming through. There's something about that information I gave you. With the Two of Swords, he was stuck at a crossroads with something, and I want to see what it is. I feel like it's coming from somewhere here in this deck. So I'm going to use the Tea Leaf Fortune to see what specific information we can get or derive. Yeah, was he younger than her? I have my computer here. Maybe I can just check that really quick. Usually I look at pictures of them, and that's what helps me a lot with breaking through and channeling. Let's see. He was born 1980 and she was born... Oh, she's younger. So there's a younger male in this. Younger male. Getting together with friends and younger man. There could have been a younger man that he was communicating some things with. Sorrow over a loss. There was some loss of some sort. Hard work ahead for both of them. And we also have you will be shown the way. So I feel like a younger male helped Channing out. So someone helped Channing out. He was feeling sorrowful about the situation, about losing a friend. And something not coming through for him with the law. Like I said, I think he was trying to help legally with her, and there was something about the information being too insurmountable in order for him to really help. Something about March, so something might come out about this in March, or something happened in March, and it says you should accept valid criticism. It looks like someone spoke to him and offered him valid criticism. Maybe a younger male, that younger male that we have here, tried to tell him, bro, I don't think it's gonna work out. I think you're in the face of a bunch of vultures. I don't think the situation is something you can handle. And he held a candle for her. He tried to be of some help to her in some way, but he didn't feel like he could. He felt like she was an angel. Spiritual guidance, protection from harm, and dealings a relationship with a woman, and climbing towards success. He felt like he was really successful with her, Amanda. He tried to give her a precious gift or like help her out in the situation. Yeah, you see how this angel is holding the candle? He had someone watching over him, protecting him from harm and showing him the way, and I feel like they realized that the way wasn't with him doing something that he wanted to do. He was going to take a vacation from working to try to help her in some way. This would have affected his job prospects, but I don't think he took it. He decided not to. Seek out information that will help you. He tried to find more information on what this person was doing and what they did, if it involved other people. This older man that was doing it. He tried to find information. He tried to like kind of talk to people as well without really telling them what was going on. But there were opportunities that were knocking for him. It almost feels like a distraction. Like someone, yeah, he was really stubborn, but someone was trying to say, hey, we have these opportunities for you. Can you come over and audition for this, this, and that? And he got busy. He just got busy. Success is sure with good plans and hard work. So he focused on his career. He focused on his work, but he was indecisive, allowing yourself or your life to ramble aimlessly. So there were enemies working against him that distracted him from this information. And I'm hearing amulet. September is significant. This could be the time that we hear something about this specifically, or something happened in September for these two, in the year that this happens. I feel like there's a reason this is coming out to you guys, so it'll make sense. There's some good fortune coming this year between now and September, and April is something that's gonna ramp up in April. So it's something about this year. Very key dates or months to keep in mind is April, so March, April, and September. Okay. All right. So that's heavy. There's something more to that, and I just feel like that's what they want you to know right now. So let's keep going. How did Channing Tatum feel about Amanda? Let's just do a general idea. He thought she was fair all the time. She thought she was smarter beyond her years. She was very wise, but also very free-spirited. She was a free thinker. She was explorative in her thoughts. She made you think deeply. Bottom of the deck is the Ace of Wands, the Death card, and the Nine of Pentacles. Wow, he felt like he grew into more of his independence and abundance through her, because she was very open. She was an open energy. She talks. The way she would address things was very exciting, very like fiery. She had a very fiery energy to her, but a very soft and like knowing energy about her. It's like the trust. There's something about trust here. We also have Three of Swords, but the Three of Swords is here. He felt like he was hurt by her in some way. He might have felt, let me see. These are all in reverse. So we have the Five of Pentacles coming through with the Three of Swords. We have the High Priestess. We have the Ten of Swords. And we have the Five of Cups. So something shifted in this relationship. So externally, he felt like he was being left out in the dark with her. I don't know if she tried to like kind of like stop him from looking into things with the Seven of Pentacles with regards to how she was being treated by a specific executive. Could be Dan Schneider and other people. But he was getting and growing impatient because he felt like he was trying to transition things with her or trying to help her, but he had to give up at some point. So he felt hurt by that. He felt like he had lost a friend. And I'm hearing close ties. He felt like he really felt successful with her as a friend. And something about endings here, being sad about their relationship ending. It wasn't quite the same, okay? It wasn't quite the same. Yeah, we got that Lovers card again. What is it about the Lovers here? It's like that he was hooked after they had their hookup, or after they, he wanted to see her again. So there's something about like him taking an interest in her, but it not going anywhere because she was like not focused on that right now at that time back in the past. I want you guys to remember that, okay? Something happened between them for sure. Yeah, Ace of Wands coming through. That's like, there was a one-time thing. It feels like it was a one-time thing, and then they moved out and moved on. But I think he was happy. Okay. Anyways, let's get into any overall energies for Channing Tatum and Amanda. What's their trajectory here for these two people? We're going to get a lot of insight from these two. He might talk. We'll see. We'll see in the reading, as well as real life, but in reality. So, yeah, we have that High Priestess again with the King of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, the Strength, and the Knight of Pentacles. Interesting. So I feel like these cards here, I feel like they're scattered thoughts. I'm literally feeling like I'm getting his energy. I feel like he's a little scattered right now with everything that's going on in the media about these events that were happening, about the abuse that was going on behind closed doors that people are talking about now. It's producing tower moments, and I feel like he's pretty scattered energetically, Channing. What is this energy here that I'm getting from this part of the reading? Please help and assist us in getting accurate information, Archangel Azrael. Help us to receive accurate information about what's going on. I don't know, there's this really drawn out hanged man mode that people were in, where they were waiting for this information. It's almost like a domino effect. One person was waiting, a bunch of people actually were waiting for one person to say something so they could just throw it all out there. It's like literally being held in suspense. Energetically, there was a lot of suspense. People had their truth to be told, and they were hiding it behind their heart. Like, you see that screen, that window, they were hiding it, and they were like waiting, because the 14 is the hanged man energy, I believe, or temperance. Waiting for balance, waiting for something to shift. I feel like people were waiting for something to shift so that they could finally say what they wanted to say this entire time. One person. Okay. Just for one person to say something. Two came down, or came out. It was Deep Knowing in reverse and Round and Round. These two came out in reverse. Number 25 and 43. That reduces to 7 and 7. It came out in reverse for a reason. I feel like you guys need to know something about that. Usually whenever I see reversals, I think of the protection message that's in this deck. They have like a protection message. Okay, I'm hearing like Clinton. So this is going a lot deeper than you think, than some might think. But I'm going to get into that in a second. I feel like there's so much information that you guys are going to feel this overwhelming energy. Are you guys feeling it? I hope you guys are doing well. This is pretty intense. All right. Round and round. It's like what goes up must come down. There's something about like it going, this cycle has been going on for so long within the community, within the industry, that now it has to stop. And it's not going to... Energetically, it feels like a standstill. Now that information's pouring out. So the imagery I'm getting that I want to help you guys, that might help you understand what I'm saying and what I'm feeling. It's like when you're on a ride, a Ferris wheel, or you're just on a really fast ride. Let's say you went to like Universal Studios, right? Or went to like some park, some theme park, and you're on the ride and you've been going round and round and round. Like for some reason, the person that's in control of the machine isn't stopping it. You're just going around and around and around. Eventually, you're going to get so freaking nauseous, you're going to be throwing up. The moment you land, we're in the moment when you land and everyone's throwing out information and just you're left wondering what the hell is going on. So that's the energy that I'm trying to piece together for you guys. What you're feeling right now is you being in suspense as everyone's information is thrown at you because they've been waiting for the ride to end. Deep Knowing is here as well. And to see that in reverse is telling me that you guys need to trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. Because your gut is going to tell you something about these news reports, okay? Your gut's going to tell you about these news reports and the truth of the situation. Two cards we got was Enlightenment and Guilt. You're going to feel real guilty when you hear stuff. But the people that are involved directly with this are going to feel more of that guilt. It's not like you guys deserve to feel guilty, but you guys are going to feel their guilt. Energetically, if you start feeling overwhelming guilt, please take it into consideration that other people around you are feeling this way, and this is a collective energy. This is not meant for you to take on all on your own. I feel like there might be something with regards to unaliving rates, something about like it going up around this time frame. Please be aware that it's not just your energy, it's literally like too much for a lot of people to feel, but it's producing a change in the wind. So just be aware of your mindset. Number 8 is significant for like the next 8 months, because the number 8 is, there's something about like feeling this battle or feeling there's like a lot of tension, conflicting ideas. And watch out for all of the conflicting ideals or conflicting words that are spoken that might get you tripped up or might get you confused and might make you feel like you're dizzy. Something about dizziness, guilt. Recognize that the change in the wind is necessary for the cleanup. So things are being cleaned up for you guys. Look at that, 12 and 21. Mirrored, okay? You're mirroring what is going on in these people and the people that are experiencing this the most. 41, soulmates. What's interesting is how the numbers are on 21 and 12 are on the right, and then 41 is on the right, on the left for you guys. It's the opposite for me, but that just tells me they're on two different sides, which tells me that there's something about this being karmic. And the number 5 means it was meant to happen very quickly. Usually 5 is about like a lot of fast moving work, something's going on under the surface. Okay, so you're gonna feel that way for a bit, but round and deep knowing. So I'm seeing the word setting. So they're setting the stage, setting the tone for balance and retribution to happen. And it's going to be regarding work and career for a lot of people, which was the film and entertainment industry. Okay, so with all this information considered, Spirit Team, we know how he currently feels. How does he currently feel? Just a little bit more information would be nice, if that's helpful for the collective. What do we know? How does he feel? Or what are we meant to know about how he feels? Channing feels about Amanda. Wow, he has a lot of love for her. He feels like she's, like he really wants to be at ease with her. A lot of love, guys. A lot of pain, but a lot of joy. Like pain for her, it feels like. Wow. But there's a 7 of Swords trying to run away. There's also, wow, the 10 of Cups and sideways. So he really wants to either, let's see what the back says. That'll give us a better understanding. He wants the truth to come out that's been breaking her heart, that's been affecting Amanda for so long. But he also wants to kind of run. He wants to kind of like energetically get to the good part, get to the best part where things work out, things are good, things are happy, there's harmony, there's fit, you know, but you have to go through the difficulties to get to that. He's looking back at the 10 of Cups. He wants things to be as good as they were back then, like in the sense of like how connected they were, or he wants to just kind of like, he wants there to be this move out of the 8 of Swords. I feel like he had been feeling in his head and stuck and cornered with regards to what he knew about Amanda's situation. I feel like he wants it to come out now. He's relieved to hear it come out, or that it's going to come out. He's relieved that something is happening in this regard. So he's moving into healing, addressing his emotional, his feelings towards the situation, but then also keeping his guard up. So he's not really trusting a lot of people. I feel like there's still this air of mystery with him. We have the Queen of Cups, the 4 of Cups, and the 9 of Cups. So it seems as though he left it, he tabled this for quite some time. I'm not even sure if Zoe knows about this. Okay, does Zoe know about this? Ace of Pentacles. Seems as though it might have been something he gave her when they got married, or when they started work. They started when they got married. But let's see, Nine of Swords is here. Okay, and that was the Knight of Wands. Yeah, it was around the time of the marriage, like before they got married or shortly after. The conversation might have come up somehow between the two of them about their past and about their experiences in the industry. Knight of Wands. So they moved on fairly quickly. This is what I'm feeling. So many things to talk about here. Okay. So can you continue on their trajectory? What is their trajectory, Amanda and Chaning's trajectory? Oh wow, everything fell over and the devil came out. Everything flipped over. Okay, so these flipped over. I'm not going to take the ones that flip over, but these two came out. The devil, the Six of Wands, and death, guys. Wow. They're going to share something. Wow, they're gonna either team up energetically or physically and actually talk about this thing, about what happened. Is that correct? Temperance and the King of Wands. He's gonna initiate it primarily. It feels like Channing's gonna say something. He might, respond to a news reporter or a reporter of some kind and talk about it. But he's gonna address the devil energy here, and he's going to succeed over it. And something's gonna transition. Is there anything else here? I don't know why I'm hearing cougar. Don't know what that is. Maybe he's in that energy. He doesn't want to feel tied down anymore. Look at all these swords. He has like significant air placements, but we have the Eight of Swords, Ten of Swords, Two of Swords. He was in his head for quite some time about this. He was really like deluded about it. He didn't know what was going on fully. But he wants to move forward into judgment. He wants to do what he can. Wow. Okay, so that's what we have here for them. I'm going to pause for a bit, and then we're going to come back and look at Zoe and Channing, okay? We'll be right back. Hello, and welcome back, everyone. So I'm going to be ending this with a reading on both Channing Tatum and Zoe Kravitz. So let's get into it. This Three of Swords keeps coming out. It's like consistent, so we'll see why in a second here. Okay. So I know that Zoe Kravitz and Channing Tatum did get married, or at least engaged. So let me know in the comments below what you guys know. Let's look at that. Let's look at their energy. So I'm going to be using a Moonology Oracle card to see what the energy is between the two of them. Really scattered energy, guys. This is something. So if you guys are liking this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Doing so will help people see this in the algorithm, and will also help confirm things for like later on. Yeah, scattered energy. It's really interesting here. Let's get into what is the energy between them at this current moment in time. We have here, it's time to take action. So they're very action oriented right now. They're focusing on a new beginning. Very excited about it because it's about, about standing your ground, being authoritative, being strong and committed with each other. We have communication is key. Communication is what makes this, it's I'm hearing the firebed or hotbed of this whole situation. Like their whole relationship is balanced because of their ability to communicate with each other. The energy is gaining momentum, so there's going to be a lot of like energy coming through with regards to their relationship. I feel like with the new moon in Libra, we have all new moons and then the waxing moon. So wow, new beginnings. A new romantic cycle begins. So their love is going to take on a new measure, or it's going to look a little different for them because we go through these cycles of death and rebirth with Scorpio at the bottom of the deck, new moon in Scorpio. So they're addressing their fears, they're working through it. Luck is on their side, new moon in Sagittarius, and confidence is your key to success, new moon in Leo. Look at all the new moons across the board, guys. So this is all about newness and energies. I think that they, in the past, had to deal with recognition that they're good enough for each other. I feel like they might have had some imposed thought processes or destructive impulses, thoughts, beliefs about what they deserved in love, and that's changed a lot. So that's a really beautiful energy in the sense that there's so much newness to this relationship. There's so much winning going on between these two. A win-win forecast. A win-win outcome is forecast, is what that says at the bottom of the deck. So let's look at the energies between them. So let's start off with Channing. Okay. What is Channing's overall energy towards Zoe at this moment in time? What is Channing Tatum's overall energy for Zoe at this moment in time? Please assist us in understanding what the energies are between Zoe. Rabbits. Okay, Channing Tatum. Wow, imagine. He has like a lot of hope. So 20, that tells me he's still figuring out they're still figuring out what they want to do. They're their own creators. They're creating something together. So there's this energy of them like manifesting. And with manifestations, there's so much excitement because you get to try something out. We have 47 going the distance. They're going the distance with each other. Wow, they're seeing this through. He's seeing this through with her. Okay. In the past, Channing had the energy of feeling like he was in a never-ending cycle, like a loop with people, where he was always starting and never really building on that relationship truly. The foundation likely crumbled a lot in past relationships. Even if he was with them a long time, they were not for him. Not for you is coming through, as well as, wow, unfinished symphony. So he had relationships that likely were karmic, in the sense that he was constantly mending. He was constantly looking at how they were shifting or how they weren't in alignment, and always trying to force the alignment and then coming out of alignment and over and over and over. He was tired of that. Never ending story with relationships. It doesn't matter how long the relationship was. I'm just saying that for someone out there that might be like kind of like maybe not getting their head or grasping the idea of there being just a foundation for years. But you can be in a foundation or have a foundation that's not very steady or not very steadfast, and you continually try to build on it and it doesn't build a stronger tower. That can happen. You can be with someone for 10 years and literally be watching them grow and become someone that you don't even recognize, but you also don't resonate with. So there's that energy of him his past energy being like that. Now he's going the distance with Zoe because he feels like he can imagine something else with her. So with regards to Zoe, what's her overall energy? We have observer, so she's learning how to observe, and I'm hearing take a seat a bit to kind of see someone as they grow. Exchanging gifts, so being a gift and also exchanging and receiving a gift from Channing. We have fork in the road. I think she had to come to a fork in the road. She's very different than she once was. The death energy, the death card is number 13, as well as this card here. So that's telling me that she's transformed a lot. She's grown a lot. And now she's willing to give and impart her gifts as a person, as a human being, as a soul to people, to specific people that she feels are reciprocating that. I'm getting a lot of Six of Pentacles energy with this. Number 27 might be significant. Something that happened at the age of 27 is significant. I also feel like, wow, we have the number 49, which is reducing to 13. I feel as though she's gone through this a lot with death and rebirth. Scorpio energy is coming through this reading. So just a lot of lessons learned from the past for her. I feel like she kind of was used to going by the book with relationships, ready for something big to happen, for them to grow, continually grow together. But some people, it's like she recognized the truth of a situation in the past with her past relationships, and she recognized that she needed to be more present. Because I feel like she was always looking ahead of herself at the future and thinking about the future. Sometimes she would get in that place of trying to find a place to call home with somebody, like kind of settling in. It's almost like a nesting energy with the person that she would be interested in. But now she's recognizing that she can kind of like let go and not just think about it all the time, but observe, like see how she can create and have an active part. And it feels like she had an active part in past relationships, but she used to have a lot of chaos and conflict in other relationships, and she's learning how to kind of balance herself out. Wow, we have 33 and 44. So she had a lot of balancing effects with this relationship. She's learned how to balance the chaos and conflict that she's encountered in the past. The number 7 is significant for her. Something about 7. And that 27, 47 stuff, something about 7 is significant here. All right, so that's their overall energies. I feel like she's moving into just kind of sharing who she is, being authentic and real, and seeing how it goes with him. Yeah, she's just acting on what she feels. She's not kind of waiting and kind of strategizing as much. She's more so enjoying it as it comes to fruition, their relationship. So let's look at their healing energies. What are they healing? What is Channing healing with regards to Zoe Kravitz? Okay, we have Ancient Wisdom. It came out in reverse. Usually this card, we don't take reversals, but I feel like there's an intention with it coming out in reverse. I feel like Channing is seeing the ancient wisdom within Zoe. I almost said Chloe for some reason. I feel like he's seeing the ancient wisdom within her, and he's really excited to see what the future has for them. Because in reverse, I feel like he's looking at a mirror. He almost feels like he sees wisdom within her, ancient wisdom, and he resonates with it. 34 reduces to 7, so there's something about 7 with these two. And then 7 and 4 came out earlier with the 47 card, and that was 11, which is it's about divine timing. He's being taught how to let go. He's being taught to let go. Something about always trying to keep some idea or an understanding of what's going on. I feel like he's learning about the mystery of life. And I feel like he's open to the unlimited possibilities we have at the bottom of the deck. So he's learning how to move forward into unlimited possibilities in life. And look at that, guys. We have 43, letting go, which is a mirror to ancient wisdom. He's letting go of what he wants to know and understand about Zoe and letting it all happen as they grow together, as they learn more about each other together, as they experience life together. That's the number 7. 43 reduces to 7. So it's just a lot of 7s here. This is divine timing. This is meant to be. What about, home? Just settling into home within themselves individually is important here to note. So he had to have a completion of something. Wow, 30 is divine timing. I just said that. So there's something about him having to come to a place of recognizing home within himself, slowly and surely. Number 3 is significant here. Yeah. So the number 3 is significant. 3 years, could be 3 months, something about 3 is here. So with regards to self-love, that seems to be another thing that's coming up in this reading. But let's get into Zoe's energy. What is Zoe healing with regards to Channing Tatum? She is learning psychic development, to trust her psychic abilities. I feel like he's really gassing her up and helping her feel confident in her psychic abilities, her roots. I feel like that's really necessary. You need to be able to gas each other up and talk about the wisdom that we all hold. There's something about embracing that wisdom, and I feel like he sees that in her. She sees that she's able to grow. Zoe is able to grow into psychic development, her psychic abilities more, and she's seeing how everything's connected and how everything worked out for the best, regardless of how painful it was in the past. So she's trying to look forward to the present moment. She's trying to kind of balance out looking at the past kindly or looking at the past a certain way, being present in the moment, and also being very happy about the future. Guys, 7, reunion of souls. These two are soulmates. There's abundance here, and there's also an openness to perception. So they're opening up to their perception of each other, how they perceived each other then, now how they're perceiving their life. I'm hearing life expectancy. I noticed here that death is here, so they're going to go through a lot of rebirths. So there's something about them expecting to grow, and that they're working on their timeline. There's something about them having a deeper understanding of spirituality than people might realize. Timelines. I'm hearing timeline investment. So I feel as though Zoe's making an investment to looking at her timeline and swimming, either swimming physically or just kind of going seamlessly through past energies, present, future energies as well. reconciling things. She might be doing this in her dream state. I'm feeling like I'm just seeing so many things with Zoe. Oh my gosh. So like I'm seeing a bird, salmon, like something about fish and also about birds. I'm seeing them around, that being a big synchronicity for her. There's something about, like, you know, when you're swimming upstream, you know how salmon swims upstream? They go through struggles. I feel like she went through some struggles. And she had to learn how to honor her energy because she was a gift to the people she was in relationships with. But I feel like she wasn't really honored in that way. So she kind of was very like, she had a lot to say, a lot to think. I feel like she's very discerning. And I feel like people kind of maybe had a perception of her that was more sexualized or more physical. And I feel like she slowly but surely is shedding that, having to not have to look at this and embody it for people to accept some aspect of her. But seeing her as mystical, mystic energy here. Home, finding home within herself as well. That came through as well for Channing. So there's something about them meeting each other at the same time in this way for a reason. All right, beautiful. So this energy is so scattered, it's so weird. Archangels and ancestors, please guide me. Ancestors of Channing Tatum, ancestors of Zoe Kravitz, if you would like to, please allow your insights to address, or allow your insights to come through in this reading to address any rumors, any thoughts you have on the situation between them. They want to talk about the Three of Swords. There's some pain here. And when you bring pain into the light of day, it helps the healing process. So they're trying to talk about, you know how you like are encouraged to go outside to get vitamin D? Some things need to be taken out in the sunlight and exposed for people to understand. And they're talking about that being really important. You have the Ace of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles so that you can work on them and move towards something with them. So, okay, taking authority and ownership here. Being independent, focusing on your independence. They focus on their independence a lot, these two. We have the Page of Cups, but they're also playing with each other, playing in the sense of like letting their inner child wreak havoc is what they're saying. Letting their inner child play and roam. Having a lot of lightness about each other, but also determination here as well. Where do you want me to go with this? Okay, what's their feelings? What is Channing Tatum's feelings towards Zoe? Because I feel like at the bottom of the deck I saw that there were some things that he's holding on to. But let's look at how he feels about Zoe. We have the Fool, the Three of Wands. Wow, the Devil. And the Knight of Swords. Okay. He's lost things in the past. He's trying to always find balance with him and Zoe. So he feels like he doesn't know how to be balanced in the relationship. This can take on a number of forms. So bottom of the deck, right? That's what I'm looking at. The Two of Swords, Six of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups. So maybe looking at loss in some capacity. This could be loss of a loved one or loss of relationships, or feeling like he's had a lot of loss with regards to past relationships going sour or not being balanced. So he feels like he's kind of worried about that. He doesn't want that to happen in this relationship. There is the Three of Wands and the Fool, which tells me that he's really excited to move forward with her, to travel with her, to kind of live life with her. There's this newness about it all. The Fool energy is starting a journey. He's ready to take the journey and he's moving forward. Now that Devil energy is telling me there's some fears or codependency that he deals with. Can you please clarify what this Devil is? The Lovers. Codependency, okay, of feeling tied down to someone, or him feeling like he doesn't let someone breathe, or feeling like there's some imbalance with regards to how he depends on the other partner, how he is expected to show up, and vice versa, how they show up for each other. There's a Two of Pentacles here with the Lovers, so that's why I'm saying that. I feel like there's like a need for balance constantly and recalibration. There's also the Moon. I wonder what his Venus is. That's very significant here. That'll tell us how he loves. But we have, maybe he has a Cancer Venus, I'm not sure. But we are moving towards new beginnings, manifestations, getting out of this indecisiveness, because that's affecting the manifestations happening as quickly. I feel like he has to recalibrate quite often, because I think he can get really like head over heels with someone or for someone. And he has to kind of address that There's some things he's healing in this relationship, and there's some thoughts and maybe things that he battles with that he needs to address. What are some things that he battles with in this capacity that you would like us to know? He battles with the Queen of Cups energy. Please clarify. Oh, what's this one? Five of Wands. Okay. Okay. We have the Queen of Cups, as I showed you guys earlier, the Five of Pentacles to clarify, and the Moon, the Strength card, the Four of Swords, the Three of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the King of Wands. He's a little defensive of some aspect of his feminine energy. He battles with his emotions and maybe how deeply he falls for someone, or how deeply he cares, or how deeply he holds on to people. So we're getting some Leo energies in here. A lot of Leo energy and Cancer, so that's significant here. He wants to take ownership and is determined to take ownership of his happiness, and always feeling balanced, focusing on his balance. I feel like he's been burned in the past with regards to imbalances, or confusion about like temptations within the relationship or outside of the relationship is what they want to talk about. So like getting into relationships, right? He might have had some thoughts towards getting into relationships that are coming through. He likes being in, it feels like he likes being in relationships, or he just, let me see, does he like being in relationships? We have the Sun, the Seven of Swords, the Six of Wands, the Six of Swords, Justice. I feel like he tends to get out of relationships or defend his stance in relationships because he feels like he loves his independence, actually. I'm just getting the sense of like he loves love, but like there's something about him having to deal with some either codependent energies, especially with people in his past, and of knowing like there's something about this. What about this, Spirit? Because this is specific. Okay. Why is the Devil here? Can you give us an understanding of how he views relationships? Okay, you are highly thought of. He likes... Interesting. Okay. Keep going. Yeah, marriage will take place, either romantic or business, in June. So if they're... Are they married, you guys? Let's just look it up now. The reason why I'm asking this is because, oh yeah, okay, they're not yet. They're going to get married in June. June is significant because look at this, guys. You are highly thought of, and ring. A marriage will take place, either business or romantic, in June. So June is significant for them. He's focusing on his work right now. So I feel like what they're talking about with regards to the Devil energy is maybe he wants this to happen sooner, or he's trying to be patient, victory in some endeavor. So he has a tendency of maybe getting like really excited or focused on like his relationships, and they're just mentioning like there's maybe some addictive patterns or addictive behaviors or feelings here. Maybe like, you know, like when you're talking about like a relationship being like a drug, feeling like he's just like really like he can't wait for this to happen. That's coming through, that type of energy here. We have seek out information that will help you in taking a vacation, needing to take time away and not to think so deeply about how long it's taking. For instance, if he really wants to start this now, he really is excited. It feels like he's excited to do this. And he's like, come on, like, can the day, like, he's just waiting. And then we have that 4. Number 4. He's been waiting for quite some time. 4 again. So there's something about him wanting to be her husband. Like, he's been waiting for this. He wants to move on into this emotionally fulfilling thing. Can you please clarify the 4 of Cups? Yeah, I feel like he's like going through a lot of illusions or scattered because he's trying to plan things or do things, get things ready. Something about that is significant. He's feeling burdened by that, by like doing all this stuff to prepare. He has a lot of love and he's trying to like not lose his like excitement in the midst of all of this planning. Something about that. Is that correct, Spirit? Yeah, Empress. He can't wait to start this new cycle. He might be a Taurus as well. Can't wait. He's like going through it, waiting. Okay, so we have how both of them feel towards each other. What's their trajectory? Just get all these cards back here. And if you guys ever notice any transitions, it's because I have to take care of my child and my home here. So gotta keep it balanced, okay? So let's keep going. Let's go into the trajectory. What is their trajectory, Spirit Team? What is the trajectory going forward as of today, March 27th, 2024? We have the wheel, the world, I should say, the chariot, wow, the page of wands. Where's their trajectory, Spirit Team? Wow, we have strength, we have the moon, we have the Queen of Swords. Okay, and we have this stack that came out. Wow. The devil's still trying to peek its head in this relationship or something like that. We have the Two of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Ace of Wands, the Page of Cups, the Hanged Man, Ten of Cups, the Five of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles. Let's stop there. Okay. And then we have, we'll just say what they are. The Ace of Cups, Death, and the Queen of Wands. Okay. They're focusing in on their relationship, on moving and transitioning, allowing the transition to complete, the cycle itself to complete. There are a lot of things that are taking their attention and taking their time, so there might be some like temptations, or feeling like tied down by all the scheduling, feeling like kind of stunted, or maybe like a little bit inundated with all the things that they have to do before this wedding. But there's this wedding at the bottom of the deck. So they can't wait for this, okay? They can't wait for this new start. It seems like it's going to happen a lot quicker than you might have anticipated. June is significant. So that's happening in April, May, June, 3 months. So there's something about that coming through 3 months from now. But moving forward into the unknown, having strength and determination about their decision, also knowing their connection and the passion-inspired action that they decide to take with doing this and going through with this. But seeing their balance, it seems as though the Hanged Man energy is coming through to tell us that they use their inner child, their playfulness, to help them recalibrate or to see things differently, the process of this engagement. But there's the Ten of Cups, fighting against any feelings of abandonment or feeling like they may not have a lot of time with each other as much as they want to. I feel like they're like kind of trying to focus in on, it's me and you, it's me and you. It's not like we're separate, or the fighting or any like bickering or any negativity that might try to come in. We can talk to each other. Communication is always going to be the most important thing for these two. If they can take action on communicating, they will be effective in this romantic cycle here. So it's just about being like really confident in each other, confident in their abilities, their in who they are, because they are good enough for this relationship. I just feel like they need to be empowered by that, by the opportunity to communicate at all times, and also to fight things together, to fight things together. Their trajectory is to move forward into balance, more so like also being very independent too in this relationship, which is really interesting. We have the Ace of Cups, the Death card, and the Queen of Wands about sovereignty. There's something about spiritual sovereignty for these two. It feels like there's like an energy of like abundance individually and together. Please clarify what this trajectory is. What's the overall energy of this trajectory? Anything else that we can add to this? Wow, not for you. Why is not for you here? I'm going with it. Let's see. Why is not for you? All right. We have never-ending story in reverse. Not for you, never-ending story. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, one more card. Spirit does this all the time. Let's see, flexible. Sometimes there's like messages that come through and I'm like, what the hell is going on? So not for you, never-ending story in reverse. Flexible. Orphaned and exchanging gifts. Wowzers. Let's use something new here to get another level of understanding. We're going to use the Millennial Tarot. Funny enough, it had death on the bottom of the deck, which is about transformation. What is the trajectory for these two in one card? What are they moving towards? What is Zoe, tablets, spirit team, ancestors, guides? What are they moving towards? The King of Cups. King of Cups here. So they're moving towards a lot of emotional fulfillment, but there is this energy of inner work that they're doing individually, and that Nine of Pentacles is about individual work. We have furlough, or the Five of Pentacles, which came out earlier, guys, and the Ten of Cups, family. Wow. Are they going to be getting married in June? Are they going to be getting married in June? Ooh. 1 second. We got the Three of Swords. Are they getting married at all? So the Karmics and Tatum. Getting married at all. Because we got the ring that something is going to take place. So I just want to understand. Wow. Okay, we have the Nine of Cups, blessed. The Fool. Something about them needing to start new or fresh on something. This could be on the plans that they had with regards to this marriage, like on how it goes. Because June is significant, guys. Remember June at the end of the day? Something about like them probably having to take a new step, because we have marriage on the floor that fell. So this marriage is going to take place. They're going to be very blessed by it. But there's something about it not happening or something being stunted in June. So June is significant. It either will happen or it will not be the way that people anticipate it to be in June. So June is going to be some shift for them. Now when we have the inner work, they're going to be doing the inner work individually. Something about them needing to take the time to kind of spend isolated from each other to understand something here. They're going to feel orphaned about it, and that's why I'm saying that. But we have the Five of Pentacles twice, which is telling me they need to spend time away from either social media. Maybe they're not going to be talking as much on social media, or they're not going to be involved or like talking to many people about things. But there's something about it happening. It could even be a private ceremony, but there's something about the details changing and shifting. We have Ace of Cups and the Death card about starting this new transition. They're going to feel way more empowered with the decision that they make for themselves, but they are getting married is what I'm seeing. They're going to be very happy with the decision. They're going to be very happy with the King of Cups coming through for their energy and the trajectory. So it's just about, we have stay-at-home dad, guys, so I don't know if there's more to that than meets the eye. Is there anything with regards to this father energy or stay-at-home dad energy that we should know? Wow, Three of Cups. Yeah, like there's something going on with this. They're planning for their future. They're planning. They would really love to settle down and have a child, is what I'm feeling. That doesn't have to happen right away, but they definitely will likely have an unexpected arrival to their family. But this is later, I feel. This is something that's going to happen later, but they're highlighting June, guys. So keep an eye out for June. But it's just about them going through some new transformation before this marriage takes place. What's not for them is the never-ending story they've experienced in the past. They're going to be very direct about something. Something is shifting for them, and they're trying to be flexible. So that's what I have for you guys today. I hope this resonates. Whatever you do know of them, please feel free to share it down below in the comments. Also, feel free to share what resonates for you and what you know about these two, and also Amanda. This is a lot, guys. Thank you for being here in this energy exchange and for this whole video. I hope to see you guys soon, and feel free to just like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.